Hey guys, welcome to today's video. If you saw the title, you know what we're doing today. Today I'm going to show you how to do a super quick makeup look. If you're a busy mom, in general, busy person, or you like to sleep in the morning a little bit longer and you just don't like to spend so much time in the morning doing your makeup, I'm going to teach you today how to do your makeup under 5 minutes. Everything what we're going to do is not going to take us longer than 5 minutes, guys. Maybe 6 or 7 in the first couple of times, but once you get a hang of it, 5 minutes, you're done. Like for me as a working person, like I don't like to spend a lot of time doing my makeup, so that's why I will skip a lot of unnecessary steps that people are doing on the video. Sometimes the steps that are too time consuming, right? And this is just gonna like cut all that, and it's just gonna show you how to do your makeup quickly and efficiently, and it's gonna give you a great makeup look that will last you all day. So without further ado, let's go. One of the tips, number one, have your things prepped in the morning. What I usually do, like before I go to bed, I prep my vanity table for the makeup I'm gonna use. That's gonna save me a lot of time as well. What I would suggest you do, use a blender. It's gonna help you blend quicker and faster. As well, what you can do to speed up the whole process, especially if you don't like to have your sponges super wet them before you go to bed. Put them on your vanity table, and in the morning they're still going to be wet, but they're not going to be too wet. This is a small trick that I usually do in the evening. It does help me a lot when it comes to just saving a time. What I like to usually do first is I will do my eyes first, because that will set the base for me. And if I have any fallout, I will just take a wet wipe, clean it up, or a little bit of water, cotton pad, micellar water, clean it up, and then I will lay my base on. My foundation, my bronzer, my blush. It's just gonna make things much easier for you. So what I'm gonna be using, this is an Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. So what I do, I will take this, right? And then I will just brush my eyebrows. That will give them a little bit of a color and a little bit of volume, right? And we're not going to spend a lot of time on that because, right, we're sleepy and we're in a rush. So we're going to find some decent products. This is drugstore product. It costs, I think, if I'm not mistaken, £3. And this is excellent. And this makes your brow stays all day, and it brushes them. It gives them a good color. Just makes them nice and fluffy, right? If you want a small trick about your eyebrows, what I would recommend is consider about coloring your eyebrows, like dyeing them. That will actually save you a lot of times every morning. So this is the eyebrow stuff. Now, if you have thin eyebrows and you really want to fill them in, use something like this. This is a Precisely My Brown Detailer. This has a very fine tip, and this is going to help you very much when it comes to drawing the hair, and it's going to save you a lot of time. So what we're going to do, obviously, we're just going to draw a little bit of hair just where we're missing. Again, don't spend too much time doing this. Remember, we're in a rush. See, I made a mess. And the good thing is when you do your eyebrows and you do your eyes first, you can always clean it up, right? Second thing I like to do, which is always working very well for me, I would prime my lids. That is going to help me speed up the blending process with the eyeshadow, and it's going to set a really lovely base. For that, I usually would use a concealer. This is a True Match Serum Concealer. This is such a beautiful discovery, to be honest. I had no idea I'm going to end up loving this concealer as much as I did. This is such a beautiful lightweight concealer. Like, it is really long lasting, but it's not cakey, and it doesn't crease, and it doesn't give me a lot of coverage, and especially summertime, springtime, I don't want a lot of coverage on my face, so this is great. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna blend that in. Again, not a lot of time. You need to allow yourself to be a little messy, right? The best thing, the fastest thing to use when you're blending your concealer, use a sponge. That's gonna speed up the whole process much quicker, because with the brush, sometimes you will end up having streaks. The Beauty Blender is going to prevent that. Don't get me wrong, I love to use a brush, but that's when I have more time, right? Considering this is a super quick makeup, blender is going to serve you better than a brush. Okay, when it comes to the eyeshadow, what I like to do, especially like when I go to work, depending on what I wear, usually I will always pick a neutral tones. So this is Milani Glided Mini Eyeshadow Palette. I love this. This is such a good surprise. I reviewed this when I did a drugstore, full face of drugstore makeup. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. So this is excellent, and especially when it comes to like the fallout, it is minimal fallout for this. So there you go. So because we're, like I said, we are in a rush. We're not going to spend a lot of time on our makeup. So we're going to pick 2 shades. We're not going to go 4 shades, a lot of craziness. And we're going to use 3 brushes. That's going to be 3 brushes for our shadows, 2 shades, 3 brushes, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. First we're going to start with this brush. It's slightly denser than a normal brush, but this is going to help us lay the product. Then we're going to go back to blending. So what I like to do, I'm going to dip into this shade. This is an excellent shade, and that's going to go into our inner corner. And we're just going to blend that from the outside of our eyelid to an inside, to a middle of our eyelid. Just gonna blend that in, right? And we're gonna leave it like this. We're gonna do exactly the same thing with the other eye. Leave it like this. This brush is slightly more difficult to blend, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna be replacing this brush with this brush. This brush is fluffier and it's much more easier to blend. I'm gonna take this blush, we're gonna dip it again back to this shade, and I'm gonna dip it into this just a little bit to mix it up, right? And then we're just gonna go and blend. And we're gonna bring that a little bit up. And from the outside to an inside, right? We're gonna transfer that color a little bit through the mid of our eyelids. And we're just gonna blend. This is the most time consuming, your eyeshadow. And we're gonna do exactly the same with the other eye. That's why I really prefer to use this brush, like the bigger fluffy brush, because it really does speed up the blending process quite a bit. So the last thing what we're gonna do with our eyeshadow, we're gonna take a flat brush like this, and then we can choose either this, but because it's morning, right? We don't wanna go with a heavy makeup, so I'm gonna be choosing this color. And then I'm gonna just bring that to an inner corner. In the middle, we already transferred the eyeshadow from the outer corner to a middle, and now we're just gonna put the white eyeshadow, like the lighter shade, to our inner corner. And that, my love, is your eyeshadow makeup done. So the next thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna just do quick mascara. This, you don't have to do this. This is something I personally prefer to do. This is optional. Mascara is a must. So again, not a lot of time. This is Lancome Mascara Primer. I love mascara primers. They really do help, you know, your mascara to pop. And they do help performance of your mascara. So what I'm going to be using, this is Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Again, we're not going to a nightclub. We're going to work. We don't need 500 coats. We need 1, maybe 2 coats, and that's good. That's us, girl. It is 6 a.m., 7 a.m. You know? Not too much time on our hands. And that's mascara done. Guys, I'm telling you, the eyes, the most consuming part. Everything else from now on, this is 3 minutes. We're gonna do our face, our base, our foundation, and everything else in 2 minutes. I'm gonna be using Shiseido. This is a Synchro Skin Refreshing Foundation. This is oil-free. This is SPF 30. Obviously, I don't have to tell you. You know how I feel about the SPF. You need to have your SPF under your makeup. Just because it says SPF 30 doesn't really mean it's gonna give you enough protection. And plus, you're not gonna put nearly enough on your face to give it a good, adequate protection. So use your SPF, please. The thing that you're gonna save yourself a lot of time is primers. I don't use primers. I don't need primers. Neither do you, unless if you have super oily face and you're using something to mattify your face. Primers are optional, guys. They're not necessity. We're gonna put a little bit on the back of our hand and take a blender, dip that, and let's go. Super quickly. This is, guys, the beauty of a big blender. See how quickly that goes? There we go. Another tab, and that's it. Super quick, guys. $30 we needed. So second step, quick concealer. Now, the thing is with concealer, this won't do it. That's why we have two sponges. So super quickly, again, not a lot of concealer, guys. Do not listen to a crazy amount of influencers, you know, drawing triangles under the eyes and everything. You do not need to do that. This, and this. Super quick. Blend, 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 blend. With that done, so that's done. Now we need to put bronzer, blush, and a setting powder. And here's the thing, guys, it is all up to you. Do you really want to put the bronzer? Do you want to put a blush? You really don't have to. It's not a necessity. Obviously, you have people who will do it, and that's perfectly fine. For me, it's more important for me to put a bronzer than a blush. Or sometimes I'll wake up and I'll just be in a bronzer mood, or I'll be in a blush mood. Depends. You can get away with only one, right? So the best thing that works for me is palettes. Guys, get yourself palettes. As you can find a really good, affordable, you know, bronzer, blush, setting powder, highlight palettes, like four pans in one. It's like they can cost like $15 to $20 basically, or 10 to 15 pounds. Drugstore can do them, like other makeup brands do it. This is gonna do great. The reasons why, it's gonna save you a lot of times between shifting products, opening products, trying to find it, because here you have everything in one place, right? So this is gonna save you a lot of time. What I like to do, I like to take a big fluffy brush for my bronzer, because it's gonna help speed up the whole process. You don't have to like take a small brush and draw and everything. Big brush equals faster application, better blending, right? So this is a Spectrum A01, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna dip that inside. And there we go. Nicely bronzed, looking beautiful. Now, here is the other option. If you want to put blush, you can. Just go ahead and use the same brush. Don't have to bother with 500 brushes. Obviously, you can swap it. It is 5-second thing. But here, we're trying to save as much time as we can. So go ahead and use the same brush. Dip into a blush section. I like this shade over here, which is really lovely. And just pat it a little bit on your cheeks, right? A little bit. Again, we don't need much. We're going to work. It's not a night out. And there we go. We are blushed. Perfect. Our eyes are done. Our bronzer is done. Our blush is done. And the only thing left is a setting powder. But hey, you don't have to go and search for another one, because you have one right here. Just gonna take a powder puff, which is excellent when it comes to like quick application. Because girl, we're on a clock. That's our face done, literally done. The only thing what you can do, if you want, obviously you can do that quickly or not, your lips. Take a lip liner. Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm. I don't know, this is a shade Cocoa Kiss. It's beautiful, by the way. It's super hydrating, and it's great. I love it. And there we go. That's us, ready to go, ready to conquer the world. As you can see, we did all the tricks to save ourselves a little bit time, and hopefully this is going to help you, achieve a beautiful, flawless makeup in a short time frame, especially if you're in the morning in a rush. So there you go. Let me know if you liked the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Drop me a comment actually, what is your morning makeup routine? Do you do everything, or you just like slap a foundation, a setting powder, a little bit of a bronzer, and you're good to go? Guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. This really helps my channel grow, and it really helps me put up more videos like this if you find this helpful. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.